Welcome to this quick 10-minute yoga stretch sequence to move deeper into the hips. This is a great support to take a break in your day from prolonged sitting or as a way to release emotions from the hips. Thank you for joining me on this journey of mastering our relaxation. Meet your body and your mind where it is today. And if any of these poses do not work for you, just skip or modify them. Grab any prop that you feel that you may need for support and keep them close by. I won't be using any props for today's practice. And remember, your body is the guru. Honor and listen to it. To begin practice, find easy seated pose and soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let's move into the shoulders by circling the shoulders up by the ears, around and back. Really take them up, circle them back and down 2 more times. Release the shoulders and draw your right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale to bring the chin towards the chest. Inhale, bring the left ear to the left shoulder. And then exhale, bring the chin towards the chest and draw the right ear over back towards the right shoulder. And take this a few more times as you move the head back and forth, stretching into the side of the neck. You can also hold the ear towards the right shoulder or the left shoulder just to breathe and get a little bit deeper into the neck. And then we're going to bring the head back to center, releasing, and find your way into tabletop position. Stacking the wrists right under the shoulders and the knees right under the hips. Untuck the toes and take an inhale to draw the heart forward. Lift the tailbone. And then exhale to push the ground away, coming into cat. Inhale into cow. Draw the shoulders back towards the hips, tailbone up. Exhale, belly button towards the spine as you round the back. 2 more times. Bring your spine back to neutral. Let's move into the hip joint. Take the right knee up and then start to circle the right hip and the right knee in one direction. Warming up the hip joint, increasing blood flow so that we can easily move into the stretches. Release the right knee down and move over to the left leg, taking your time and making the circles as big or as small as you like. Release the left knee down and start to circle the hips in one direction, pushing the hips back, sending them to one side, and drawing them forward. And then just take a pause and start to send the hip circles in the opposite direction. And you can make the circles as big or as small, or go as fast or as slow as you need. Release your hip circles and spread the fingers nice and wide. Tuck your back toes under, and with bent knees, send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. You're not going to stay here for too long, just stretching the back of the legs and the buttocks. And then release by sending the left knee forward for pigeon pose. You can bring your left shin parallel to the front or the back of your mat, and use the right toes that are tucked under to move the knee back, stretching out your pigeon. Draw the right hip forward and the left hip back to make sure that the hips are squared and aligned. Push into the ground, send your heart center forward, elongate your spine. You can always stay here. Or if you want to move deeper, exhale to fold forward, coming onto the forearms, resting the forehead on a block or stacked fists. Make sure that the hip stays centered and that you're not leaning off to the left side. Bring your hands to the ground, tuck the right toes under, lift the legs, and push back into downward facing dog as a reset. Let's move to the opposite side. Draw the right knee forward. Use your left toes to move the left knee back Square the hips. And to get deeper into the hip, you can bring the right shin parallel to the front of the mat. Take a pause and feel the sensation of the side, the difference in the hips. Lengthen your spine. Come down onto the forearms to move deeper. Even while you're folded over the legs, lengthen the spine. Make sure the back of the neck is long. And relax the shoulders and the muscles of the face. Take your last few breaths here. Place the hands on the ground and tuck the left toes under. Lift the hips up and back and pedal out through the legs to release the hips. We're going to inhale and drop the left knee to the center of your mat, and then bring the right knee right behind your left knee. Push the hips back to sit in between the feet, coming into Gomukhasana. Shift around, settle in, and make sure that your sitting bones are rooted into the ground and that your hips are even. Lengthen your spine, soften the muscles of your face, soften your shoulders and the muscles of the neck. Check in with yourself and where your hips are today. And if you wish to move deeper, you'll just fold forward over the legs, sending the chest forward, maintaining a flat back. Take an inhale and come upright and lean back to release the legs. Keep the hands behind you, bring the soles of the feet onto the ground, and drop the knees over to the right. Bring them through center, and then drop them over to the left. Take your time to do this one more time on each side. Release the legs back to center, and then come over your legs, find your way into tabletop. We're going to move right into the opposite side. Bring the right knee forward, and place the left knee right behind the right knee. Gently push the hips back to sit between the feet. Finding Gomukhasana on our second side. Adjust your hips. And when you're settled in, lengthen your spine. Feel the difference between the two sides. Release the legs, release the knees, make sure you're not holding any tension in the hips. And to move deeper, use your exhalation to fold forward over the legs. Use your inhalation to release. Come upright if you are folded forward. Lean back and take those knee drops from side to side. Release your legs, cross your legs in front of you, and come forward. Come onto all fours, and then bring the big toes together. Open the knees out wide, sink your hips towards your heels, melt your heart center forward as you walk the arms up overhead for child's pose. You can always place a block or a blanket under the forehead, and as you let gravity gently weigh you down, soften your upper back and the hips. Make sure you're breathing freely in your belly and in your chest. Let the body relax and let go. Take an inhale and walk the hands back towards the body. Stay seated on the calves or find easy seated pose. Take a moment of stillness. And let's take a deep inhalation through the nose. Send the breath down to the lower belly and exhale it out through the mouth. Relax the whole body. Inhale through the nose. Exhale to side out, releasing all the weight on your body and in your mind. To end practice, I will share a quote by Albert Einstein. Out of clutter, find simplicity. From discord, find harmony. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Inhale, sweep the arms out, around, and up. The palms come to touch and land at the forehead. As a reminder to observe our thoughts and inner voice, they create our reality. Palms to the lips as a reminder to watch our speech and words, they are energy. Palms to the heart center as a reminder that peace begins with me. Thank you for joining me for practice. Peace and ease to you.